Oh, did he just, hold up. He just lifted his shirt up. Hey, whoa. Sir, you can't grab at your thigh like that. My God, that man just... Hey everyone, I'm Laura, average therapist by day, fandom therapist by night, helping you to navigate all the fandom feels because music is my therapy. And today's therapy session is brought to you by Jungkook's performance of My Time. I can't even express how excited I am to watch this. I have definitely heard that it's a thirst trap, but I've also heard that the lyrics are very meaningful and very personal to JK and the things that he has gone through. So what I wanted to do first is start off with just reviewing the lyrics on Dual Set and just kind of talking about like my interpretation of them. Again, my interpretation does not mean that it's completely accurate. And then I will watch the performances, you know, so that I can end with the thirstiness and not have to like wipe the drool off my chin and go into the lyrics afterwards. And also, I just want to say real quick, a thank you to everyone who watched my video yesterday and was giving me support. Like, I just feel... I will definitely, after I've moved and I've settled in, I will definitely revisit the idea of doing reactions to documentaries. But right now, with just how overwhelmed and stressed out I am about moving and also just feeling really sad about leaving this agency that I've been working for almost a decade. Plus, I'm not sleeping for whatever reason, like almost the entire last week, I have been getting like 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And so I'm exhausted, and I feel like that has just made me a lot more vulnerable to the, I was going to say negative comments, but they weren't negative. They were hateful comments, because normally I have a very thick skin. Normally I'm like, you know, whatever, like you do you, boo. I don't care. But I'm definitely feeling a lot more vulnerable and sensitive at the moment. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see after I move how I'm feeling. Okay, so again, I'm reading the lyrics off Dual Set, so I'll put in like snapshots of the lyrics on the screen. 24, it feels as if I've become an adult quicker than anyone. My life has been a movie all the time. I ran to where the sun rises every single night. Ooh, I love that imagery. It feels like maybe I've been to someone's tomorrow. That boy to whom the whole world felt so big. Keep on running every day, Mike. I grab it up. So already I'm getting the sense that this is talking about like his journey to fame with BTS, like talking about he grew up so much faster than the people around him, like his friends or just his peers in general. My life has been a movie all the time. So this could be referencing like the content of his life, right? Like the things that he goes through is definitely movie-esque. His fame and like all the experiences that come with it. But I'm also feeling like it could be referencing the fact that the cameras are always on him. Like his life is never private. And from what I understand, he started with Bighit when he was 14, right? So he's kind of been in front of the cameras most of that time. Like the world, or at least ARMY, got to see him grow up. Which probably came with like its own set of pressures, right? Like knowing that the cameras are on you like 24/7 and everyone knows like the most intimate, embarrassing details of your life. Like you're hardly ever going to be able to just live your life like a normal teenager. I ran to where the sun rises every night, keep on running every day. So the fact that he keeps like referencing running says to me that he like feels like he's never really able to rest. Like he's just going at such a fast pace, you know, working while the rest of us are playing and resting and just enjoying life and living life at a normal pace, right? It feels like maybe I've been to someone's tomorrow. Okay, I love that imagery. And I'm personally interpreting that as he like feels that he has achieved or accomplished or just experienced things earlier than his peers, right? What is his today is our tomorrow, or his peers tomorrow. Which, I mean, becoming an idol or professional again at age 14, like, you are certainly ahead of the pack. Friends ride in subway, I'll be in the airplane mode. Rock on the whole world, I made my own motto. But perhaps I was too fast, there are traces of what I missed. Don't know what to do with, am I living this right? Why am I the only one in a different space-time? So what I'm taking from this is that while his friends or his peers are having like normal experiences for their ages, right? Like riding the subway, like he's a professional, he's working, he's constantly on airplane mode, experiencing things that his friends aren't. And then he also says that, but perhaps I was too fast. There were traces that I missed. Like, am I living this right? So I'm interpreting that as he's like feeling like some longing for some of the like normal youth experiences that his friends and peers are experiencing that he didn't get the opportunity to. Like, he didn't get to experience all of the steps that the rest of us take, to transition from like innocent, inexperienced youth to mature adults. And it also sounds like he may even be questioning his choice to grow up so fast or become an idol. Why am I the only one in a different space-time? So that kind of speaks to me of just a sense of like isolation or loneliness, like alienation. He's just feeling alone in his experiences and success, and feeling isolated from the rest of the world, from his peers, his friends and peers. Like, honestly, like, that they can't relate to what he's going through. And there's probably many ways in which he can't relate to them either, because they're experiencing things that he hasn't had the ability to. Oh, I can't call you, I can't hold you. Oh, I can't. And yes, you know. Oh, I can't call you, I can't touch you. Oh, I can't, let me know. Can I someday find my time? Find my time. Someday find my time. Okay, so from that, I'm just getting the sense of one of those like quote unquote normal experiences that he felt he missed out on, that he's longing for, is connecting with someone, loving someone, which, I mean, technically doesn't have to be romantic. It could be friendships. And also that at least here he's feeling like he's unsure if that's ever going to happen for him. Oh, I think I was in yesterday because everybody walked too fast. The young me who grew up without my knowing, like a child who lost his way. This got me, just tripping, this feeling of pacing around. Don't know what to do with, am I living this right? Why am I the only one in a different space-time? There's a lot in this verse that contrasts with like the first verse, right? Like the walking versus running, yesterday versus tomorrow, which I'm personally interpreting as him feeling like, although in many ways he's ahead of his peers in terms of like growing up and working and achieving success, right? Like in other ways he may just feel like he's behind, like he's still an inexperienced child just tripping and pacing around, especially when it comes to those experiences that he missed out on, such as finding someone to connect with and love. Sometimes when I get suffocated, I pull my hat low and keep running. Yeah, I don't gotta know where I go, even if it's opposite of sun. Ooh, that's pretty. One time for the present, two times for the past. Happy that we met each other, now till the very end. Sometimes when I get suffocated, I pull my hat low and keep running. So I'm interpreting that as even when he's feeling like overwhelmed by his life and the choices that he's made that have led him here, led him to fame and fortune and being an idol, he still keeps running, like keeps working, keeps striving for success, like, but also hiding beneath his hat, to give him like a little bit of privacy so others like can't see how suffocated he feels. So that could even be like meant to symbolize like putting on a mask for the world. And I'm also kind of getting the sense from this verse that like ultimately he doesn't really regret his decisions and the fact that he is where he is now, like even if it means that he missed out on some of his childhood experiences that he's longing for. He says one time for the present, two times for the past, happy that we met each other. So I'm definitely interpreting that as he would do it all over again. And he's happy that he met Army. Oh, I will call ya, I will hold ya, oh, I will. And yes, you know, yes, you know. Oh, I will call ya, I will touch ya, oh, I will. And you know, can I someday find my time? Can I someday find my time? Find the fina is like tripping me up. I'm guessing that's like finally. Find my time, find my time. Oh goodness. Now from the change in the chorus, because the last two choruses he was saying I can't, and in this chorus he's saying I will. Like that tells me that he now knows that he will find someone to love and connect with. Like that is his intention moving forward. Or it could also just be that he will experience the things that he missed out on, that he longs for. And he could also technically just be speaking about like him planning on connecting with the world around him, because throughout this entire song there's a real sense of isolation and loneliness, like feeling alienated from the rest of the world. You know, of him like living in his own world that's like separate from others and going through life and experiencing life at a much faster pace. So that also tells me that that could also be what it's referencing, is just him actually connecting to the rest of the world. Then he also says that he's gonna find his time, right? Which I'm just interpreting as him finally finding himself, or finding his identity. I know that this song is part of Map of the Soul 7, which everyone's been telling me is based on Jungian archetypes and theory. So like the persona, shadow, and ego. And from this song, I'm getting possibly shadow, which is the unconscious aspects of ourselves, of our identities, like the very like primitive and instinctual part of ourselves that we haven't really connected with, that are living in the shadows, right? And I may also be getting some like possible transitioning into ego, which is our consciousness and sense of self-identity, especially with like the ending of the song. That's what I'm getting. I could be wrong, but just because like the desire for connection and love, right? Like that's an instinctual, primitive desire that humans have, and likely one that he's distanced himself from, whether intentional or not. To some degree, because I mean, he grew up so fast and didn't have really probably the time or ability to do so. So I'm guessing that's probably part of his shadow that he's like now exploring and coming to terms with. And even just that sense of like lost innocence could be part of his shadow. But then the song also ends with like his intention to experience those things now, is why I'm kind of getting that like transition into ego. So I'm getting a little bit of both. And I'm also finding this song really interesting because Erickson's stages of psychosocial development are really, really represented in this song, or at least in the way I'm interpreting the song, they appear to be. So from what I remember, ages, I don't know, like 12 or 13 to 21 is identity versus confusion, which is basically as teenagers and young adults, like our main purpose, like the main thing that we're doing in life is exploring and creating our identity. And if we don't get to do that, then that leads to feelings of confusion in regards to who we are, what we value, and what we want out of life. And ages through like, I don't know, it's like 39 or 40. I think it's 39. But that is the life stage of intimacy versus isolation, which just means, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Achieving intimacy, which isn't just romantic, right? That's friends, family, you know, feeling connected to people around you. And if you don't experience that during that life stage, then it leads to feelings of isolation. And then I think, it's like age like 40 to, I don't remember, honestly. I just know it's about 40 probably to like 59-ish is generativity, which is basically like experiencing at least financial stability, if not success, and also just having like a passion and purpose in life, like doing things that generate something, whether that's generate income or just like adding to the world in some form or fashion. And then if you don't experience that, it just leads to feelings of like stagnation, feeling like you're not going anywhere, that your life has no purpose or importance. And let's be honest, like JK, he definitely skipped over the stages of identity versus confusion and intimacy versus isolation and went straight to generativity versus stagnation very, very young in his life. So again, based on my interpretation of this song, it really seems like he has been feeling some confusion around his identity, and just kind of exploring that confusion, trying to figure out who he is, but also like he's feeling isolation from his peers and the world around him. Like he feels like he's just in his own little space and time. But yeah, I just found that really interesting, because I know that this is based on Jungian archetypes, but I was definitely getting Erikson's psychosocial stages of development as well. But overall, such a beautiful, beautiful song with beautiful imagery. Obviously, it's a sad song, but at least it ends on a positive note. And I also feel like this song is definitely one that is very relatable. I think most people can relate to it in some form or fashion, because I feel like most people feel like in some way or another that they have missed out on something in life that other people have gone through that they didn't get a chance to. So definitely relatable in that sense. All right, all, that is it for today's therapy session. I hope y'all are smiling as big as I am and just basking in all the happy feels and thirstiness. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Bye, everyone.